Latino families are generally more financially vulnerable, and unemployment makes it worse. But there are things employers can do to balance the playing field. WBTV's Caroline Hicks spoke with Dr. Shante Williams about that. She's the chairman of the Charlotte-Mecklenburg Black Chamber of Commerce and CEO of venture capital firm Black Pearl Global Investments.
Since the year 2000, 200 black people, 200 have raised more than $1 million in the venture capital space. Now, just let your mind kind of roll through all of the diversity initiatives and all of the funds and all of the founders of color initiatives, and ask yourself, if in 20 years we could only get 200 people, then something's not adding up.
Dr. Shante Williams wants to see real change. It's part of the reason why she started her own venture capital firm in Charlotte just last year.
I also started to have a great interest in finance, especially in the sense of getting more people of color into investments and providing more capital to people of color. So I married healthcare investing with my passion for making sure that people have the right type of advisory, making sure that they have a voice and advocacy.
It can sometimes feel like an uphill battle.
We face a lot of the challenges that some of the companies that we look to bring on and that we continue to advise actually have, which is, really wanting to see us succeed, but not really wanting to partner with us. And it's made me even more zealous to advocate for our clients, because I've been through the fundraising gauntlet several times, and I know we can close out our $25 million round and keep pushing forward.
Do you feel like your message for the most part is well received, or have you faced issues with people not wanting to hear from you?
70% of the time people are very supportive, or at least willing to listen. And then you've got that other 30% that says, oh, why does it have to be a black thing? The fact of the matter is, I don't want to be the only black person in, Charlotte doing VC work. I don't want to be the one person you can think of when you say, who are we looking for as a speaker that's, doing this thing? I want you to have so many options that you're really having to pick and choose, how do we get them all on stage?
We wanted to pause the interview there for a moment because what Dr. Williams just said is worth discussing a little bit more. This is very, very interesting. Caroline Hicks joins us now live. You saw her conducting the interview there. Caroline, it sounds like she knows firsthand the struggles that black people can face in the workplace. How does she think the Black Lives Matter movement we're seeing right now could impact corporate settings?
Well, Alex, she's very hopeful that it will bring about change. She's hopeful that it will spur kind of some knowledge that there needs to be more of an emphasis on racial equity in the workplace. But at the bottom line, she says it's not going to work if she's the only one passionate about this. This is going to be an effort that everyone has to be a part of.
What would your advice be for companies who have maybe a diverse group of employees who maybe are struggling to figure out how to address what's going on?
First things first, evaluate your company from the top down. That means starting at your board of directors, looking to see who's participating, how are we recruiting, do we have enough diversity? If you need more people of color on your board, bring them in. I hate hearing, oh, we don't know any or no one qualifies. That's just not true. Start there, but then take the next level down, your leadership team. Where are you finding your CEOs? Is your leadership team, all one color, all one gender? And then once you get to, the general employee level, ask yourself, does any one employee have a pathway to make it all the way up to the leadership team? And if the answer is no, then you've got to do something different.
If people, have questions or do want to discuss what's going on, how do you do that in a meaningful way where everyone feels like they are heard?
If you were to just start the conversation with the person sitting next to you in a cubicle, just honestly start engaging. And you don't have to be, I really believe all, Black Lives Matter. You don't have to start at the hardest point. You can start with, we've never had a conversation in the office before. You want to go to lunch? You may learn a whole lot more about them in that one-on-one, and it's way more powerful, and it makes other people think a lot more than these large, bring in a speaker or facilitator and make people do these trainings and workshops. Nothing wrong with that, but one-on-one is always the best way to go.
Some companies maybe are not going to be seeing each other face to face for a while, and so they may be doing virtual diversity initiatives, which adds another layer of probably some challenges. What's the best way to do that in an effective way?
We're all navigating the virtual space, right? So I personally like seeing way more question and answers than I do a static setting where someone's just sitting there and giving you their speech. I want to see that push and pull on the audience, because you will be shocked at what your audience is saying. Yeah, they're an expert. I want to know this thing. And, letting free form questions come through unfiltered is a little dangerous, because you may get some things that are very challenging to you, but that's when the real discussion happens.
What you're seeing right now in Charlotte and across the country, how do you think that's going to impact the workforce and systemic racism as a whole?
My hope is that what we will do is say, okay, what's my part in the process? So my part is on the money side of things. Some people's parts in protesting, some people's parts in policy. Pulling it all together and saying, how can we, at the end of the day, create a new system? Forget about reforming the old system. Can we make change on a faster pace? I do think so. The second we got a coalition of people saying the same thing, then that's when we really started to see the momentum. And I'm hoping that the people who are just joining the fight don't get tired too quickly.
We want to go back out live to Caroline Hicks now. Caroline, she says the more people who are working towards change, the faster it will happen. Did she offer any other ideas on how to make that change happen in the workplace?
Alex, she had a lot of great ideas, but one suggestion that was interesting is she's suggesting that employers actually tie people's bonuses and compensation to metrics for diversity. No one wants to take a pay cut because they didn't do their part, and so she thinks that will actually help to make things move forward faster.
That's definitely an interesting concept. Through the challenges that she has faced, did she have like a big picture, main takeaway or biggest thing she's learned through the process, Caroline?
Well, something that really stood out to me was her tenacity. And she said, when one door closes, another one opens. She never gives up. But she also said that hard work can only get you so far. You need other people to help you along the way. And that's why she said it's so important right now that companies take action rather than just, putting out kind of a message or offering conversation. She really said action is what is needed right now. Alex.
Very, very interesting and insightful interview there. Caroline Hicks reporting live for us on Your Side Tonight. Caroline, thank you. Coming up next.